must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
It is ridiculous and it is against the laws of nature that we can have somebody sitting pretty who takes home more money than the credible entrepreneur who is doing actual production of goods and services.
We always say it as it is. It is only in this country that when a thief is arrested, you hear elders from their tribe saying, "He is our son and he is our thief."
If you are Gideon
Yes.
and I call you leader, probably you are already a leader, but you are leading in the wrong direction.
We want to see the role of the youth
Yeah.
in the security,
Yes.
governance,
Yes.
and development.
The youth that I meet and work with here, you know, we call them the millennials and X's and Y's, this and that. They don't necessarily want to live like their fathers and grandfathers,
Yes.
do business like their fathers and grandfathers. They're more independent, they're better educated, and they're the ones that are making everything move in this region.
We look at the issues, we talk about issues that impact people's lives in Africa. The African peoples themselves continue to cheer bad leaders, and because they cheer them on, they continue to be misled.
Let me ask you, doctor, would you rather be somebody who does not enjoy so much freedom but you are rich?
Yes.
Or you'd rather be poor who you are actually imprisoned by the poverty itself?
My goal is not to come here and say, I want the majority ownership, I want to own this, I want to own that, I want to do this. My goal is we all make money and we're all happy, and I help build a big business here.
Punchline is for Africa, with Africa, from Africa.
Viewers, President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the President of the Republic of Kenya, has 37 months left for his term of office to end. We conducted an opinion poll on key tenets of what can be done within the 37 months. We looked at the economy, corruption, judiciary, security, unity of purpose, politics of 22, the referendum, the handshake, reconciliation, the Big Four agenda, dialogue with Somalia, democracy in Kenya, constitutionalism in Kenya, media status in Kenya, what the citizens want, preferred, talked about, international relations of this country, Kenya, and finally we looked at the leadership style of His Excellency the President, what people thought about it, the cabinet, the opinions that came out about the cabinet of the current cabinet of President Uhuru Kenyatta, the opinion about the church in Kenya, what the church is in Kenya, and the opinion about 20 items listed, the debt, the rising debt of the Republic of Kenya, the debt that people have, the debt that the government and the people of Kenya have to pay as a result of the money that they borrowed for infrastructure, reconstruction, manufacturing, the food and the infrastructure. We looked at all these items and we came to a conclusion that in 37 months, there's quite a lot that must change. But there are key factors that stand out within the 37 months of the leadership and the government of President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. To leave a legacy, the president needs to look at items and narrow down some of the items that can be achievable and those that can be improved and those that can be left for the next government to work on and continue working to stabilize this country called Kenya. The most outstanding items that most people talked about with the highest percentage were judiciary, economy, corruption, unity of purpose, referendum, the handshake, and democracy, plus the church and the debt that was alarming most of the Kenyans. But behind these alarms and behind this scenario, one factor stands out for President Uhuru Kenyatta. He has set the ball rolling in the direction that, yes, a handshake that he took a position to take is very rare in Africa, for a winner to think of the loser, and the loser to think of the winner, and then the winner also to incorporate in some of the activities, not fully in government, but in terms of handshake. President Uhuru Kenyatta stands out within the 37 months left to cement the question that Kenyans want to look at the judiciary, to look at the referendum, at the constitution. Are there some things in the constitution that need to change? If you look at the fight between the governors and the MCAs, between the governors and the central government, devolution has worked very efficiently. Most people did not want even to say much because they needed the services. But the amount of the corruption in the developed units has worried most Kenyans. So can we, in the next, as Kenyans, can Kenyans look at this and find out and take note what they can help the President of Republic of Kenya to improve on, to achieve within the 37 months. I know it is a hard, a long, tall order. It's a tall order that can bring about difficulties, but it has to be achieved. A legacy must be left, especially on the question of unity of purpose, especially on the question of fighting corruption. At least leave a legacy by fighting corruption, unity, creating a united Kenya, bringing about good social standing of the people of Kenya, and above all, cleaning the judiciary such that it can help Kenyans in resolving the contentious issues. You have done very well on international relations, and international relations need to be encouraged more. But the question of Somalia brings a lot of hiccups. The best way to resolve it lies in your credentials as the President of the Republic of Kenya. The legacy goes on, is in and on track. Thank you, viewers.
Way back in 1998, the late Secretary General of the United Nations by name Kofi Annan thought of an idea, brought an idea of saying the only way to bring world order, where crimes committed that are not punishable in local courts, local countries, regional courts, could be taken to an international crimes court. The Rome Statute and Rome Treaty of 1998 July was an offspring of already cooked DSGE intelligence system mechanism to keep Africa under check. Up to date, the French government pays 70% of the salaries of the International Criminal Court, from the porter to the judge, to the prosecutor, and the rest of the other people. This was a project of Kofi Annan and the Kofi Annan Foundation, followed by George Soros as an accomplice of Kofi Annan, brought in by Luis Moreno Campo and the entire system of the West, some countries in the West, to keep check on African countries that did not agree with the policies of the French and to their policies of Western culture. The International Criminal Court Chief Prosecutor Luis Moreno Campo agreed in all this that yes, he has been picking money, extra monies, and we followed the story together with my group in France, powerful investigators in France who worked together with me, and we found out that, truly speaking, Luis Moreno Campo, Fernandez Gomedi, the former judge, the president of the International Criminal Court, laundered money, some coming from American banks themselves. This evidence was put in the ICC. In the case of Bashir versus the chief prosecutor, I filed an application, which I still have, and which I'm going to publicize again, so that people can know that I was right. I've been vindicated because the American friends now have found that my credibility is real, that I was right when I stood up to say this court is corrupt. This court launders money, $17 million of United States money, laundered through Bahamas, through New York banks, back to Ocampo's personal assistant, by then called Fernandez Gomedi Silvia, who later on rose to the ranks of becoming the president of International Criminal Court. It has taken us time, energy, efforts, resources to investigate the corruption scandal that have rocked the International Criminal Court. Why should African countries continue to be in the ICC, yet even the superpowers like America are saying no, we have enough courts to try our own people? Viewers, it has taken Americans over 20 years to listen to our voices when we told Rainberger in Nairobi that this court is a corrupt court.
Today, on the eve of September the 11th, I want to deliver a clear and unambiguous message on behalf of the President of the United States. The United States will use any means necessary to protect our citizens and those of our allies from unjust prosecution by this illegitimate court. We will not cooperate with the ICC. We will provide no assistance to the ICC, and we certainly will not join the ICC. We will let the ICC die on its own. After all, for all intents and purposes, the ICC is already dead to us.
a case of the Kenyan people. These cases in Kenya, the chief prosecutor called Fatou Bensouda put serious statements at the end of the cases, discharge and termination. In legal language, these cases pose a very serious threat in the future. What the people of Kenya can do, and they should do, is today to wrap up the work envelope. Because until this envelope is sealed, thrown in Indian Ocean, the chief prosecutor in the future will come and look for that envelope, use it to incriminate people again. It brings me back to the situation. America is sealing its journey out of the ICC. Why do you wait? Why don't you take this opportunity to seal your journeys out of the ICC? America is quitting, warning that it cannot no longer be a party to such an obnoxious court, a court that has no powers, that talks from this side and vomits from the other side, a court that cuts and pastes evidence, a court that buys witnesses, a court that incites incentives, gives incentives to witnesses of a passport and a relocation, then you tell lies about people. A court that sentences you as per the words there. Why should you leave a country that has a jury that checks on what the judges would do, the excesses of judges, and go to a country, a court that has no jury? Time has come for Africa to think. Do we need this court? Does Africa need this court?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, wherever you are in Africa. Thank you very much, fellow Africans and fellow people in the diaspora. Those in Kenya, good morning. My opinion is part of our good morning show, Good Morning Africa. This time, this week, and the weeks to follow, we shall concentrate on Kenya and other topical issues of Africa where it arises. Here and there we shall give you headlines. We shall give you which direction we are going on these issues of Africa and African news. Today, this morning, together with my co-host Miriam Ogutu, thank you very much, Miriam.
Good morning.
I have brought you in on a subject which is very critical to Kenya, a subject that is changing situations. But in the second part of our show, we are going to look at the body politics that is resurrecting the ghosts of International Criminal Court in Africa. Period. Don't tell me about your Kenya, don't tell me about your Uganda, tell me about your Sudan. Africa. We want to see it everywhere. In Libya, there is ICC. In Central Africa, there is ICC. In Congo, the fighting is ICC. Because the fighting intensified because of Mr. Ntagana is going to be sentenced. Have you seen? Rebels from Ntagana's place started attacking very many people. In Ivory Coast, the tension you see in the politics is the ICC, bad politics coming back. Babugo is free. In Libya, Muhammad Gaddafi is free. We fought and we got him out. Ghosts are coming back.
Bemba is now back in the DRC.
Congo, DRC. Congo is there.
Yes.
The war is coming back. When you look at it, Kenya here, the bad mouthing of politicians. I hope as they go for the funeral in Nakuru, they will unite and give the people the chance They are going to Nakuru for a funeral of a very great friend of mine. Viewers, time has come for us to talk frankly about these things, because these things are going to affect us. The social media in Kenya is a wash of accusations. Some people are drumming up support from different. The DNA story of yesterday of the woman. Another group of Tanga, which Makao Mutua said manga, because Tanga is walking aimlessly. But Kumanga, it means you are looking for something.
Oh, there's a difference between manga.
I don't know, you are Swahili. Madam, you are a Swahili person. Good morning, everybody in Africa. But let's first look at the most devastating matter in Kenya, the judiciary.
Yes, a very interesting piece here I read from the Standard newspaper this morning. Let me just take a look at that. And EACC now cries foul after court rules on surprise searches, and it goes to say that judges say investigation should first summon persons of interest and request for information before seeking warrants from courts. What is that?
The court in Kenya, the judiciary, has fallen apart. And Miriam, I'll take this opportunity to tell you the truth. Mr. President, I know you are on a helicopter all the way to Nakuru, but your people will take this message. Your Excellency, there is no legacy if you don't clean this court. There is no legacy if you don't get Maraga and Mwiru out of this court. Mwiru's charges stem from obtained evidence, which the CIDs obtained from the courts. Warrants searched the bank. She has gone back to court and now influenced the bench. She's committing more crimes while she's in court, while she's serving as a judge.
Because the court did not say the evidence was faulty. It is the manner in which it was acquired, apparently, that was a problem. But they did not come out clearly and say the evidence is not correct. That means the evidence still holds a lot of water in this case, involving the Deputy Chief Justice.
So, it's Justice Mwiru. That woman has gone back, and she is now influencing all the judges who are making rulings in favor of her petition. So that when the petition of the DPP arrives in the DPP's in the JSC, the court would have pronounced itself about how evidence was obtained, and then she uses this as evidence to say this woman should not be in this court. This woman should not be in this court. Kenyans, and Mr. President, why are you punishing too many Kenyans? Surely. Why? The president should put down his feet and get this woman out. If the president refuses to work with any of these people, they will get out. But there's no need of patting them on the thigh because she's a woman of Wako or Muturi. Let's talk about it. Let these things come out today. The nation is going down because of this woman. She has now gone to influence. How can you tell a thief? How can you tell a thief that I'm coming to arrest you and you have stolen money in the house? So prepare yourself. Stupid. That's very stupid. I have never seen a law in the Commonwealth. I live in the Commonwealth. I live in a place where the Commonwealth started from, where the law we practice in Kenya, Uganda, and everywhere. That law is not there. That's stupid.
Because all they need is a search of warrant. As
yes.
The police has the warrant.
The police in London cannot tell you have drugs in a house. We warn you, we are coming to check those drugs. Stupid judges. Yes, I've said it. Sue me. Sue me. And give me fair hearing. I struggled against ICC. These stupid judges will not defeat us. Let Kenyans wake up, block that that court. Maraga should not enter. DCI should not enter. DCJ. Waende. There are many good lawyers in Kenya who can lead this court. This court has lost direction, Jamen. This court has lost direction. You tell a thief that I am coming to arrest you. You stole money from Ruaraka. Hey, what Africa is this, ma'am?
Because that will defeat justice, especially the fight against corruption.
Call Ugandans everything. Call us names. But we don't operate this way, Jamen. Deputy Chief Justice Maraga, she's using Mwiru, using her beauty to beautify us. Let her live. She's embarrassed the court too much. And the people are not talking. Now, another section of politicians who are against Uhuru Kenyatta are telling her, don't worry, we shall protect you. We know them. All those telephone conversations you are making, we know them. Yeah, we know them. They could be monitored from London. Actually, all your conversations, they will be monitored. They are. We know who is doing it. And the truth has got to come out so that the Kenyans can have the truth. The woman erred so many things. She used even the letterheads of the judiciary to apply for loans. There's no way of keeping quiet. How many people are going to keep quiet? In 2009, if I kept quiet, Uhuru will be in jail for life. If I kept quiet, Ruto will be in jail for life. In 2008, Kenyan wanted to see these two people. Nobody wanted to see Mudhaura. Nobody wanted to see Ali. Nobody wanted to see Kosgei. Nobody wanted to see Ruto. Everybody. Nobody wanted to see them. Kenyans were all running to Kibaki saying, sir. No, we must speak now. This court is going down the drain, Jamen. You can't tell people that don't come and arrest. We are coming. There is something inside hidden in your cupboard. We shall come for it. Stupid. That's completely stupid. I've never seen a law of that nature in the Commonwealth. I'm ready to be jailed for me. I've not insulted anybody, have I?
Actually, this is ridiculous.
Yes, the word stupid is not very bad in English language. Tony Blair is told stupid. I told Tony Blair in the conference in Brighton, stupid. You are very stupid. Your policy is very stupid, Mr. Prime Minister. It will hurt Zimbabwe. He's here running around for jobs. Had he listened to me, he would not have lost the ministry. He never listened on Zimbabwe. He killed Zimbabwe. The word stupid is not very bad. Very stupid, very foolish. It means you are not foolish, but don't be very foolish. Time has come for Kenyans to speak. You cannot have a judge, a deputy chief justice, influencing the judges on the bench to make a ruling in her favor, so that those applications that are before the JSC are nullified, because the DPP has filed a similar thing about obtaining of the evidence. So they have gone up to nullify that is what the DPP put in the court, in the chamber of JSC. So when they sit down, another big politician who is ever calling her every morning and evening, I can give you the time sheet. We know you. Saying, don't worry, nobody will touch you. I will protect you. Tunamujua hata huyo. These are the people you want to live this country? Are these the people you want to live this country, Kenyans? Some of us, our countries have gone to war. They are dead. Uganda died for 23 years, then resurrected. Had I not come up, stood up, stayed, no. Let's shake hands. Museveni had finished the Luo community. We shook hands. We finished the mess that you see. Today, Uganda, they die of democracy. Do you eat democracy? No, you eat food. If Museveni doesn't give you democracy, you go home and eat food. That's why we Ugandans don't starve. Yes, we only starve of that freedom to walk around. But if you are walking hungry without eating, then you are useless. You have a minister of agriculture who goes on making mistakes every day with his... Where did they get this person? Mr. President, where? I don't mind about accent. No, the English is a language, but can this man write a policy? Can Kinjuri write a policy? Wacha tuseme ya ukweli leo. If president says I'm wrong, I will go. Nitaenda. Pale huko iko machine hizi za kuzungumiza, si ndio? Basi tutazungumiza na hawa. Tena ubaya tena tukushinda hapa. This is a mess.
It is a mess.
It's a total mess. This man has killed Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy. This Kiyunjuri man, every day. Where did they get this guy here? Whose degree was done in Nairobi? Someone was doing his exams. That he did a degree in Nairobi. The exam walimfanyia. We all of these guys here, we just keep quiet. They will not be the government. Haki ya Mungu. That they walimfanyia nini haiko na degree gani? What? How can you fail? You have now imported maize. You want to make money for your campaign, for your group. You are ready to depart the government. Now you tell people you have not bought their maize in the Rift Valley. The farmers are suffering in the Rift Valley. On this one, no. You take what you want. I will not die. I don't have anything. What have you given me?
Because the April maize is ready now for the government to buy.
Exactly. Then now he wants to import maize.
I think it has.
He wants to. The maize has arrived.
You can tell.
He is a cartel of someone. Their money has been squeezed in bankers in their houses. Tunawashika, tunajua. Everything you do, everybody knows now. It's good people are reporting everything. Thank you very much, the systems in this country. Kila kitu nafanya wanakuripoti. Imekuja. Hata pesa hizo naficha, mnunue mabati, mnunue nini, mnunua. Inakuja. Wanawajua, waizi. Yes. Sasa wacha tuambie wazi.
Very interesting there. So, Doctor, the problem, especially that ruling that the court has made, just a bit of a line here.
Listen first. Yes. This court of Maraga. Yes. Maraga is incompetent. Maraga cannot write English. Maraga cannot speak English. This woman cannot speak English. At least me, my Ugandan accent, I can speak and write. I can write. In fact, I can describe Maraga in 270 or 5,000 pages. As he stands there, I can write. Maraga can't write. Why are you keeping Maraga there? Munasema DCI afanya nini? DCI has brought evidence. DCI has come with people. Then you tell him, we notify the thief who stole the money in Thika KCB branch that ndani huko unaonekana iko pesa zinabaki. Kweli? Are these judges? Are these judges? Nini wa Kenya? Jamen, let's be honest. We've lost it out, Mr. President. You have 36 months. We have lost out. Let's tell Kenyans the truth. Let's try. Someone has killed us. Someone has put a knife on the things that held us together. The court has fallen to pieces. The woman has used her beauty to stay in her place because of the two husbands in institutions. Wacha tuseme itoke leo. We are not going to keep quiet. Some people have to say the truth somewhere. And someone in Africa must stand to say the truth. You tell it as it is. When you go to African Union, there is captured. That man that walks around Kenya to eat rice. That tall man called Muhammad Faki. What Faki? He's useless. He has captured African Union. They are killing people in Amazonia, in Cameroon. They are killing people. People are dying every day. People are sleeping on trees. And you call yourself African Union chairman, chair what? You are chairing chairs. When people are dying, you can't bring emotion. You can't bring emotion to the international community to help people dying in Amazonia. If we don't speak now, who is going to speak? Obote? Jomo Kenyatta to wake up from the grave? Nyerere to wake up from the grave in Musoma? Patrice Lumumba, whom we don't know where they buried, to wake up? Sekuture? NASA, where they are playing football, where the man hosting football is a thief. A very big thief. One of the big mafias in African presidents is Assisi. A mafia who is killing people in Libya. Where are the guns coming from? The guns are coming from United Arab Emirates to Egypt, Egypt to Libya to kill Tripoli. A government we have recognized. Is that a chairman of African Union? Zero. Wait a Toboa. Let's take it. Let's take them on. These are not Africans. These are alien. The whole Deputy Chief Justice influences the bench to remove the caveat from officers. Officers in Britain, they get a warrant, they go to the magistrate in what they call in-house. They go before the chamber and ask the sir, we suspect there are guns in that room. We would like to enter that room. That is Commonwealth law.
That is just a
Commonwealth law.
Standard practice across
it's
the world.
Everywhere.
Yes.
They can't tell you where we are coming.
It's ridiculous.
Then the guy would even shoot them before they arrive there. Stupid.
That's very stupid.
Enda nyumbani. You mwiru, eat what you can eat now and go. Because very soon, people will see you on a committee. They will jump up. You know that. Kenyans are getting tired. I'm telling you, Kenyans are getting tired. There are so many Kenyans who are very frustrated. Look at the farmers. Look at those farmers in the Rift Valley. If they see Kenyan Judiciary now addressing a conference with the president, they will jump on him. I'm telling you, one of these days, it will be a scuffle. Because people are fed up. Completely fed up. Kimaniki, all those guys, look, they have. Where did they get this guy? Where? In devolution, you saw what he did. He's in the Ministry of Devolution. I swear, can I tell you what? We went to African Union Summit. There is a section called EPR. It's NEPAD. And they said the Minister of Kenya is going to present a paper. I walked out of shame. The man couldn't even read, pronounce. Okay, all of us have accent, but you must have knowledge. I have my Ugandan accent. I'm not bothered. I read in the best university. I'm not bothered. I wrote my exams past. I'm not bothered. My exams were not written while I was still giving people money to write it. No. Like some people here with PhDs and so on, they have money written. We know them. We know Bado. And we are going to expose you. Yeah? We are going to expose you, baby. Come on, bring it on. Whether here or wherever we shall be. You are talking with people who are investigative. We gather. But when we release, It won't be very good. You cannot go on cheating Kenyans. This guy, when you started reading the speech, everybody walked out. We remained with I. We remained, I, and there is Pauline in Njoroge. And as we looked at each other in the hall, I told him, Pauline, you stay. Maybe you know him, I don't know him. It's good President Uhuru Kenyatta was coming later. He had to come in to sort it. Everybody was scared. What? Minister from where? He didn't even know how to pronounce, how to read some of. So, take it, this Chief Justice, Jupiter, we were in Khartoum. She was to make a speech. I walked out. She couldn't. She could not. She could not even pronounce some names in front of the heads of state. I was in Khartoum with her in the same. Kenya was there, was also a guest invited by Bashir. She couldn't. Ask Dr. Juang. Tuko na shida. Kenya has educated people. But you are not going to bring in malcontents to spoil the entire judiciary. Mr. Maraga is incompetent, not corrupt. Mwilu is corrupt and incompetent, both. So it makes the cocktail party very good. Women these days drink mosoto, musito, mukoto. I don't know.
It's mojito.
Mojito. I don't know how to pronounce. Because I already know if I want to drink, I drink Coca-Cola or Fanta and a Mirinda. That's what my father taught me. We used to drink those things when there were no much sugars. Very good Coca-Cola. The type of things that I hear are fabricated. We have fabricated everything. Even the Mirinda has changed. The Mirinda we used to drink matanga and not even increase weight is not there. These things that make us increase weight now is this Mirinda chemicals. Everybody has become fake. Even those manufacturers are fake. Some of them. Fake like a Kinjuri.
So what Kinjuri is saying, so there's a rift in government over maize imports, and Agriculture Minister tells of Strategic Food Reserve Trust Fund boss who alleges scheme by cartels to reap from import window. Now, 1.5 million number of bags, that is what Kenyans consume per month, and according to Kinjuri, 2.8 million number of bags in national stores are yet to be sold to millers, and 12.5 million bags, number of bags Kinjuri says should be imported, citing shortage. So he's already cited the shortage, but in a rejoinder, Strategic Food Reserve Trust Fund Chair Noah Wekesa alleges maize cartels are pushing for these imports. Apparently there's enough food, because in Kenya we farm twice a year, and in April I think they're already harvesting the April harvest. It's ready. So why do they not seek from the local farmers first, and then if there's a shortage they can import? But as it is now, and yesterday I was watching the news, it's just unbelievable. You know
what? Mm-hmm. What I'm saying it for the good of Kenyans. You hate me, better hate me. But some African countries will like me. Believe me or not. You can't have a minister. People, a few months ago, they were crying. They needed their maize to be bought. Mm-hmm. Now this minister refused to buy their maize.
Even now they still have maize.
Now they are asking. Now he has already organized with the mafia, the big mafia, priest of priests, a priest of priests of corruption, pretending to be a Christian. Christian that unaomba nini? Mungu anikataa. Unaomba nini? Hakuna kitu unaomba wewe. In fact hakuna. Mungu anakataa watu wengine that we are praying every day. Praying what? You are organizing for this to come. For maize to come, you pay. They want just to pay and get that money. Mm-hmm. That's it. They have organized already. They have. And the chief priest of priests of corruption a man, the headmaster of Academy of Corruption, wako here, they are here.
Because the other maize scandal is still ongoing.
Yes.
And do they not care?
I am crying for the farmers.
The impunity.
People think that I am crying for those farmers because some of us grew up it was the produce that put us to schools. Our father used to grow coffee in my Mount Elgon area to take me to school. That's why I'm crying for the farmers of the Rift Valley. Check these guys who tell you to vote them every day, that when they are touched, and you say they have attacked, they are the people. They went to Uganda Cereals Board. They bought everything. Even maize that was not well, dried. They bought it. I can give you all the reference numbers of the cargo, of the train, and who. I have the information. They can't walk around to lie President Uhuru Kenyatta. We are very loyal. We are very good people. Where? Where? They have destroyed the man's legacy. Uhuru's legacy is gone because of the court and because of the people, the ministers. The president should have stood up and sacked these guys. Let them go and do rebel activities if they want.
So this shortage of maize is just artificial. It's man-made. This is according to Wekesa. So who should we listen to here?
Clark, you say I should invite this to tell me what? What can he talk? Which English will he talk to me about? Does he understand what even the chemical that dries the maize? Does he know it? No, can he pronounce the chemical that does the maize? And I'll call. Invite here for what? To waste my time on TV. Does he pay for my airtime? Invite him to do what? Everybody is saying, are you punishing you are trying to cause trouble for the president in the Rift Valley? All the Rift Valley and all these Trans Nzoia areas where the people rely on this to feed their children, you have caused the president chaos so that the president is blamed. He has gone to Mount Kenya, caused the president chaos. You see the Mungiki are regrouping in Mount Kenya. It is the same Kiunguri and a group. They are the people causing all these problems. I'm telling you, for the president, don't think we don't know. We who love the president, we who are volunteers of the president, I have never asked for the president for a penny. Never. If I had ever asked, I would have asked Ruto for a penny. Has Ruto seen me in his office? Has Ruto seen him in you? Have you seen me in your office? I've never come there, Mr. Deputy President. Enjoy the money. But I was there for you people. So when you resurrect these ghosts, exchanging things, I condemn all groups that are bringing out this thing of ghosts of ICC. I condemn them. We have buried this, we are moving forward. Wait for the BBI, raise your issues. Whether you are talking about the Kiamba Church or you are talking about the people in the Rift Valley, stop it. Stop it. Did you do anything in 2009? No. Did you lose your job? No, I lost. I will not be here belittled by Kenyans. In very morning, go home, go home. I had a job, I would only fly here to put more money in the economy. No.
Okay, so what Wekesa said, there's credible information that farmers are still holding unconfirmed number of maize that the government can purchase to increase their stock. It's just interesting. And from what Wekesa is saying, the cartels, I think the maize is in the country.
Ma'am.
Is it from Mexico or just nearby?
They just kept it. It is Kiunjuri. Kiunjuri is simply a thief. A local thief on Koinange Street who can be caught even at night. You remember that story? So it's not worth it. Not worth a person. I don't know how they ended up with such a man. It's like bringing a Kesa to be on cabinet. What will a Kesa tell you in the cabinet? What? Can he write a policy? A policy? To be a cabinet minister, you must have material, Jermaine.
That's why it was important. Even the new constitution recognized that you need people who can actually do work, the mandate they're given, they're able to carry out the responsibilities.
Yeah.
They qualify.
Then what, by the way, what example do you give to the people struggling, to the people with 60 children, but they are busy going to the university at night up to 9? People married are still in the class up to 9. Why? Education is very important. Then you bring a chaser who cannot spell the word vernacular. Vernacular. Without looking at the phone. And you put him in a cabinet. Yeye wa jamaa.
Me, I'm still shocked by the court's ruling about, you have to notify.
You have to notify. A court has to notify director of DCI.
And then they let you know.
EACC has got to notify before
a suspect. Like, that is the most, even just reading it. But also, I'm reading a very interesting name here. That is Tom Ojienda, and the judges were determining a matter between the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, Director of Public Prosecution, and Senior Counsel Tom Ojienda. So this is a case that must have advised this sort of ruling. And now the
who is it? Tom Ojienda is Tom Mafia Ojienda, not Tom Ojienda only. You know him. Everybody knows what Tom Ojienda is. Whatever he is just fluking. He has never, the good thing, I don't know, the good thing is studied law. That one, the only thing he managed is to have tools of study. So there are people who misuse tools of analysis. One, Ojienda misuses them. Or uses them so well while misusing them for intellectuals. He misuses them, and all these judges are scared of him because he's a professor. He tells them, don't do this, is the law. You see, the ruling comes from Ojienda.
Yes, it stems from...
And then you have DCI linking up with the chief priest of priests. DCJ, being told, don't worry, Kenyatta will do nothing, I will protect you. Thank you for your telephone conversations. This is a laughable in Kenya.
How do you notify a suspect about the information needed to give them time to comply?
Hello, Kenyans, help me here.
So now, if now they will only resort to search warrants if the suspect does not cooperate. So if he does not cooperate, that's when you'll go for a search warrant. What evidence will you get from that? What sense that does
Madam,
this make?
It is a saga. It's a political saga.
It just doesn't make any sense at all.
A political saga.
It goes against any
yes, there are people.
The world.
We are not going to draw. We are fed up of drawing diagrams anymore. And for people to listen, those who draw diagrams and flash them around social media, that's your hope. Not me. Me, I will say it the truth like this. Sasa, kutokea leo. In fact, even those years ya waizi, munipatie mimi. I will read the names. You know, you people are failing. You are giving these guys time to plan. They are planning against killing other people. I'm telling you. They are not happy because they know we are following their tricks every day. Now, as if that is not enough, they go and now they hate these two organizations. Do you know the ones they hate? They hate three. They hate DCI, they hate DPP, that young man of our son, Haji. Yes, they hate him. They hate Kinoti. They hate Twalib, that man there.
Yes, you see boss.
Now those are hated by the Ojienda Mafia group and the DCJ. DCJ uses her beauty
as charm.
As a charm. You know, Africa dies of beauty. Go ahead, ma'am. this is that's cool. And you know, there are some things in Africa that make you just laugh. Some things that people do in Africa embarrass.
Yeah, and now the DPP has approved graft charges against Kiambu Governor Waitito.
That's why they are bringing in the law. Because once that goes nicely, the rest of them who have buildings, you can see the hotel, the governor, the bank, where I used to live, to bank in red, because I've never banked in green. My account has never been green. It is overdrawn from morning up to evening. From 1st January to 31st December. My account is always red. This matanga, red. Because I don't operate like a Waitito. If I have my beautiful daughter like that one, why do I bring her to shame? Then which husband is going to marry Waitito's daughter? She can steal your knickers, underpants, and take them away. Sell them. Sorry. Yeah. Talking about knickers is not a crime. It's not vulgar.
No, it's part
I didn't talk about anything extra.
Yes.
But if you such a daughter, I'm lucky that my daughters don't steal. You bring your daughter in to steal. You bring your son in to steal. Jamen, where are we heading?
Because she's a college girl. There's no way she's supposed to be having 100 million in her bank account. But he said it was not 100 million, but credible information showed that. So the DPP is on that. So let's see how that will end. And
that's why they brought this thing quickly.
To block.
Yes, you entered the Waitito's house. You took documents without his consent.
But as long as the police has a search warrant.
No, that's the warrant they have killed. That's the warrant they have killed.
So you
literally the story is.
And then they're supposed to comply. If you don't, that's when you go for a search warrant. That beats the cost.
The suspect, Miriam, has to agree on what type of information you will pull out of his house.
That is so ridiculous. Even for Kenya, that is just very low.
Mr. President, if there is an executive order that you can make,
this is the time.
This is the time.
And what would you advise that executive order to look like?
I think it just looks like the aware and whereas.
I think where the president is.
Can we reach such that aware and whereas the state of the judiciary is in Kwagamaya state? Because I told you a few months ago that this Maraga wants to be the president of Kenya. You remember?
Yes, you mentioned.
Maraga went to UK and told the UK court. That's a warning shot in that small room. You know the room in Oxford? It's a very stupid room even. All the chairs, because people studied there. They have preserved it.
Then they're not old chairs. They have a name.
I don't know.
They have a specific name.
But me, I went to Canterbury, so I don't know.
So the old chairs, they're vintage.
Yes, vintage.
Vintage chairs.
Yeah, it's
and
you.
They're very expensive if you go to look for them.
That's why I love you. Forever. You know how to soften things.
Okay, vintage chairs.
Yes, and I will always stick with you up to the end.
But when Maraga went there, let's just go back to Maraga.
Maraga went there and did what, ma'am?
And this speech he gave.
I gave a speech against Kenya.
The Kenyan government.
His own government serves in. Maraga was preparing for leadership. Maraga has got something where he can just put a penny now and we collapse the government of Uhuru Kenyatta. And Mr. President, they are doing it.
On the two-third gender rule.
Yes, they are planning it.
That is still on his desk now.
Yes, they are planning it. With somebody, a Cassius. There is a Cassius in the Jubilee government planning with the judges. There is a Cassius. Let me be the beggar on the Roman city who called it Julius. Sir, the stars have been here. Let me become the beggar. You remember that beggar? Let me be the beggar. The stars are here. They are planning. The corruption cartel, the chief of corruption cartel, the headmaster of
school
of commercial enterprise and entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurship.
There's a headmaster. You know, Kenya is fond of having. The late Wafula Ken was the head of witness coaching procurement
department
of ICC. Now Kenya has another headmaster. The procurement, the senior tenderer. He knows every deal, everybody. Look at what they told us.
Kickback.
Error. There is no money lost in Ero Dam and the Kimrore Dam.
So far,
it's guaranteed by bank account. Someone.
What is happening on those?
Someone thinks we did. No, there are people in Kenya who think we did not go to school. Some of us went to the bright schools when whites were teaching. My teacher was a white. Townsend was a white who taught me good manners. This school was over Gundipe. Look.
Gundipe.
That there is a bank guarantee. Where is the information coming from Italy? It says the money was eaten. Prepare yourself. That's why these assassination problems are coming in now. Wacha nikwambie. Leo nasema wazi.
I think the bank stopped or seized.
Yes.
I was watching it early in the morning today. I don't know from what paper. The bank seized some things that were meant for that dam. Seized any type of operation. I thought they did that.
After seeing that they were going to pay for hot air, people had bought blankets, spoons, cutlery, mattresses for their hotels. And they come around and tell us there's no money lost. Where is it then? Is the dam water coming? Is the drilling done? What percentage is the water down there? Tell me! Because by now we should be having samples.
Yes, right now there should be something that has been done that is tangible for us to see.
Hallelujah! This needs a song, man. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. We wept. When we remember Jerusalem.
What is? Are you rapping? Is that a cappella? What is that?
Let me cappella. Oi, Kenya. You know?
Or spoken word.
You know what? When you talk the truth, they call you Uganda now. When there is trouble, they are our brother. Now they call me a Ugandan, that man. Even people, they call me that man. They call me that man. I've become that man. I've become that man. I used to be the brother. Now I'm that man. That woman has spoiled the judiciary. Let her go. Maraga, now she has also turned on Maraga. You see the confusion there? Because Maraga is a friend, a tribesmate of Matiang.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen the drama in that court? So they had the group, the entrepreneur group, the chiefs of entrepreneur groups versus the chief of troops of beautifying agents.
Entrepreneur.
No, beautifying entrepreneur. Because you know very well, Miriam, don't hide this. She got that job because of beauty, but not because of wisdom.
I think she's wise to some degree.
Where?
Brain. Where else?
Johnny Clark, it is sweet indeed.
That question is suspect. Where? The brain.
Where?
The brain.
Where? Anybody looking at you will know you have a brain. Your smile alone gives you a brain. And somebody will fall in your hands or somebody. Yes.
No falling.
Not in falling. Not here. Not you falling in the hands. There is a difference here. Somebody will fall in your hands. Haven't you seen people hanging on the tree and they say, Mama, if you don't
give us a sign,
I'm falling. Then you say, okay, for the sake.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Okay.
But her, when you look at her, it's a beauty. And the next thing from beauty.
Well, she's beautiful.
Yes, next. Next.
Brain.
Yes, next.
Beauty and brain.
Is there brain there? Aye.
Dr. Ndenga Tev is saying, anyways, doctor, please pray for Khartoum. It's becoming a ghost town. We'll talk about that.
Deng, we are coming.
Yes.
Those are all ghosts of ICC repeating themselves.
Yes.
If the international community had not pressurized the people of Khartoum and Sudan against handing over Bashir on the ICC tribunal, there would be no chaos in Khartoum. I'm going to present a paper. Don't worry, don't run away. It's here. My authority journey with the ICC. It's here. We're prepared with the best English. Hey, Shakespearean English.
Okay.
Yes, and I can give Miriam to read.
No, I think
you can read on my behalf.
You have very good delivery, so you can articulate it very
well.
The
long torrid road to the work envelope. This is it. Well articulated. How many pages? 7, 8, 10 pages. We've referenced. Does Kinjuri know how to write reference? Reference. Reference. Every fact here is referenced.
Because you did your own research for
yes,
for the
so you will not go and say Matanga was not in the Hague. You will only go and look. It is on Twitter and look at the reference and the number and say yes, this guy, this one, he was there. That's what we call going to school, not stopping on Koinange Road at night and the pictures are taken. Then you become a CS.
I must have missed this Koinange story because right now I'm just
You better
floating.
go in it.
Right now I'm just floating.
The man is creating bad name for our president. Our brother we love. African, Pan-African brother. When they come for you, bad boys, when they come for you. I'm going to sing today.
It's on a Friday, you're allowed.
This Friday.
Yes, it's Friday.
Mr. President, we support you. We keep the legacy. Take away these guys from the judiciary. They have messed us.
How about he starts from the cabinet?
That cabinet, there are thieves there. Hey, by the way, you don't know me. The cabinet minister that I'm going to talk about, you know our confrontation. I will not name your name. I found you in Lord Error. You wanted to greet me. I told you I don't greet thieves.
You did not accept a greeting?
No.
Okay.
So go and hang, kill me. I told the cabinet minister.
No murders before dinner.
I don't have any. What? I told him I don't greet thieves like you. My hands don't greet thieves. That's Matanga for you. And the people who were there in Lord Error said, I said, what will you do? What? My size here, you can't beat me. I'm not beating you. I'm only telling you. You're a thief. I don't greet thieves. And I'm having my beer with my beer of money that I earned. I earned my money, little money. Poor man whose accounts are ever read. So don't greet me. And he did well to walk away, because if he insisted, that is now you are violating my right. I'm a citizen. Mimi, I grew up in huko Muntaa, huko Brixton, man. You know what Brixton is. Hata mimi niliishi huko Muntaa. Usinilete.
Is it like the Harlem of?
Okay. Yes, Muntaa.
Okay.
Why should I greet thieves? With due respect, my hand does not greet thieves. The minister, you know yourself. And I hope you have told the president that I'm very abusive man. It is true. That's one way of shaming people. Yeah. Unamwambia na watu wajue. I don't greet thieves. And I'm sure.
Was he embarrassed?
Very.
Was it at a parking lot or inside?
No, inside.
The restaurant.
Mimi na car, I had gone there. A friend of mine had invited me.
Okay.
I'm having a drink.
So he approached your table?
He wanted to greet me. I said I don't greet thieves. Because I had seen him with several governors. They are plotting to steal again.
At the same...
some were there. I'm an investigative eye. Wanaiba, Mzee President, you are sleeping at night. Some people are stealing. So with a thief of that nature, why do you greet my good hand? I refused.
You're kissing yourself. That's very interesting.
And he went to tell another television that don't give that man audience.
That makes sense.
Don't give that man audience. He talks about us. You think I will not have television? If I don't have a television, Nora will have one.
But you have a television.
No, don't worry. But you are going to rot in jail, I tell you. That you rot. What I've seen from Italy, you rot.
Yeah, the DPP and the DCI's office is there right now.
Don't worry. You rot. At soon you'll ask for some money from other people. Because those things will be taken. You refuse to greet the hand, maybe it would have healed you. You wanted to take a bad omen and put it here. I refused. Open. And the people, there were senior people there. Say, they came to me and said, hey, you have done. Some of them greeted me. Even poured more brandy. Me, I don't want to tell a lie that I don't drink. Then hide in my bedroom and drink church wine. That I don't drink. I only drink tea in the public. Then no. If you have a drink, I have my drink.
Yes.
After all, Jesus changed the drink into water into a drink.
He did.
Why didn't he refuse? Then you go on telling people, oh, me, I don't drink. So what? And then you have bottles hidden in your house of wine. The best church wine. Everywhere you tell people, bring me the present of church wine. We have got that also. So msifikiri nyenye mtaleta vitu kwa watu nyenye peke yake mko experts. Tuko na experts. And another blow coming, you might not travel. You steal, but you might not travel to Britain.
So I'm really interested to hearing about that.
Yes.
Yes.
It's coming. Is it the top of the hour? Finish up.
It's almost noon here.
That means it's 1/4 of. Yeah, thank you very much. You might steal, but soon you might be on the here. Even your children might never go there. You have killed the lives. I'm told the British and American governments have compiled that list
of the people they plan to give a travel ban.
But I've asked that travel ban should mean for people who have applied quietly. But people who have been recommended by the state as corrupt, show us the list so that we don't vote them in. Mimi kuambia hapa usianze kupiga nduru mapema.
That will affect our foreign policy.
Yeah.
If they're voted in.
Yeah. Musianze kupiga nduru mapema. Niliwaambia. I told you. Those celebrating, starting early, oh, we have won. They are hurdles. These are not ICC hurdles anymore. These are technical. They are technical. If the British government or Americans say they don't want you, who is going to vote you here in Africa? Do they vote a president who is not going to go there?
Even the UK ambassador had to resign from the US.
Yes.
When the president started causing troubles, he
Yes.
resigned immediately.
They are bad. So there are so many hurdles. It's too early. The basic thing is to hide under Uhuru Kenyatta work. Lakini iko battle kubwa huko mbele. So when people seriously stand up and say something, my sister, they know what they are saying. They have already calculated what they want to do. So don't take it lightly. And you can even convince here, you can become the Karl Marx by everybody following you. But where do you end here? And African AU there you can go. You end up, those Arab countries, when they see you there, they ban them. Then you go to China, which brings here more Chinese. And yet you are the one saying Chinese are bad. So you are left with nothing. India will be told, hello, we don't want that person, no. So where do you remain? Here. Nobody will give you a vote. Iko mambo. Just help Uhuru Kenyatta to have a legacy. You will have peace. If you don't, Raila is very wise.
You mean the AU special envoy? For
Yes, he left. The special envoy is doing his job.
Very much so.
Yes, he left. Kalonzo
got another job.
Yes.
Peace in.
He left. He's very happy. Wetangula is okay. He no longer speaks here of the president.
We're still waiting for the gold.
No, that is finished. The man was a thief himself.
The sheikh. The
sheikh of UAE is a thief.
And the wife left with more.
Yes, Muizi. He's a thief. How do you buy gold quietly when there is gold in a street? Muizi.
How much did the wife leave?
Plenty. And
about $30 million.
And she's protected in Europe now. She can't do anything. The woman is there. So that Wetangula, sorry brother, very sorry. You did whatever you could do. I'm very sorry. Because this story was brought to us, and as journalists we said it. But you are now very good. That's the route you are going. I'm happy. Politically, I've been told. You remember, I'm a follower of Masinde Muliro Party and the Chijana Wamarwa. I want to emulate it to go across.
So what is the latest from Wetangula? You seem to be having very good news.
Yes, very good.
You're happy with Wetangula. Since when?
Don't worry.
No, I'm worried actually.
I am very happy. Moses.
Give me the tea.
Moses, shikilia hapo mbana. Shikilia hapo. Usirudi huko.
He's been very quiet.
There are all those cases of gold is finished. Because the man himself was buying gold fifthly. Why do you bring us in? Why don't you come to a government stock exchange and buy gold direct? That man, look at what they are doing in Libya. Me, I cannot support that Emirate man. And I can, as a result, no plane should ever take me to Dubai. Never. I've banned Dubai as my destination.
You banned yourself?
Yes, I banned myself. Because I don't approve of the policy against Africa.
When is this ban in effect? From now?
Time immemorial. I went to Dubai once. It is like a karaoke.
No ways.
Yes. Dubai has become karaoke. Every Kenyan, every Uganda, like a Chisenyi. Oh, Matanga Oliotia. Oh, Matanga Abari. Wapi! I want to go to a place where I feel dignity. Wachana wagwan. Dubai, I've banned myself. I'll never go there. If you are arranging any meeting for this guy, look at his face. Let me remove my specs. Don't call me in Dubai. It's too cheap. There's nothing there. Because if the head of Dubai is himself Muizi, and Anua Gold Yawizi.
It's very corrupt.
It's corrupt. What the hell is this? I can't go there. Bye-bye, Dubai. I don't miss you. I went there once. I don't regret.
That means you'll not be going to see the pyramids of Giza also in Egypt. Because that is
Soon.
That's another problem here.
And if why should Egypt, I will fly over you when going home or coming home, but never to step in Cairo. Banned. I want to ban some cities.
You've just given John Clark a very laughing out moment.
Biafra, yes, I will land there in Biafra. Abazonia Boa, yes.
But you still have to land in Yaoundé for
Yaoundé,
you
no.
to accept
As long as
Biafra.
Bia is there, I will never fly there.
So what we need to do now is for Biafra to be independent. Sorry, you.
Help it to liberate itself.
Yes.
And I'm doing it.
Not Yaoundé, that is Cameroon, but you know.
Cameroon, I'm doing it. I brought your motion international. It's working. We have a conference in London on 17th to 18th August. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We are going to roar there.
That's conference on
Amazonia.
Okay.
Big conference. That is how we operate power in the world. Some people are not connected, then they go around masquerading that they are also connected. You see the conference in London of the Amazonians. If you look at the brains who pulled it up to there, addressed by the Commonwealth, the Foreign and Commonwealth Minister herself. We are going Wagwan. We shall liberate. So the places I'm banning, have you seen? Ask me any city that you want me to ban.
That is two, Dubai and Egypt. And then which one?
I told you, Yaoundé.
Yaoundé, that's three.
I will never land in Yaoundé. If my plane lands in Yaoundé, please take me away quickly.
Okay.
I'm banning places.
You're not going to French at all?
No. Paris, no. Paris I can pass. Because I have very good friends in Paris. They give me every information I want. I will pass in Paris.
In transit?
No, even inside, I have no problem.
Going to Paris.
No, you know the French like a criticism. They are not like us who are vindictive.
No.
They look for you. Oh, someone is... Now as I talk, somebody is looking with a panga to cut me. The entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
You know, when people are stealing, they don't even know the pronouncement. So thank you very much, viewers. We want now to turn to the serious topic. The serious topic, if Miriam can give me permission,
yes,
I can start.
Go right ahead. Let's just
Thank you very much. Or we take a small briefer first, and then figure ourselves.
All right, we take a short breather. Please don't go too far. We'll come to look at the ICC is bad politics resurrecting. The ICC goes in Africa. What we see in our political dynamics across, not just here in Kenya, but across Africa. Are we creating a very fertile ground for ICC to come in and, get some of our people here and take to that court? So don't go too far. We'll be back in a bit.
The creation of African Continental Free Trade Area is a step forward for the African integration, and it is very much welcome both by Africans in Africa and those in diaspora. The creation of such is the only second one since the formation of World Trade Organization in 1994, and is only compared to the size that can compete if it works in Africa. 1.3 billion people will benefit out of this free trade that has been signed and endorsed by 54 heads of state. After several years of up and down in the valleys of Africa and the mountains of Africa, we finally came to a conclusion that this has to happen, which brings us to the dream of Kwame Nkrumah when he said, at least building a block by block, Africa will one day unite to stand as a united continent. But are the members of this African Union committed? Will they implement what they have decided? Today, in several countries, we see signs of xenophobia, the lack of patriotism amongst the younger generation, the lack of employment, the unemployment, the mistreatment of the young, the youth, those who need jobs, the corruption, the amount of corruption that has eaten the entire continent of Africa could hamper the free trade that we are anticipating on the continent. What measures, therefore, have African heads of state put in place to ensure that those who lag behind, those who drop out, must be penalized? We should not sign the document for the sake of documents, but we should sign documents for practical reasons, that we shall implement what Africa needs today. Can it happen in our times? Is it going to happen? Is integration a mirage? Is integration worth going to happen? Will it happen? What has happened about the present blocks that have started integration process? What have they done? Is Africa integrating? Thank you. Good afternoon, viewers. We come to the second part of our show. This show is exclusive in the nature that we've turned to what we call the People's Courts. It's quite different from the first show, only that we have just switched on to a new program altogether. And the new program is very simple. Is the People's Courts. All over Africa, the ghosts of ICC in places where ICC visited seem to be coming back. The recurrence of such ghosts and the recurrence of such skirmishes that take the plains and mountains, valleys of these countries reminds us of one cardinal thing: the rule of law. The failure to observe the rule of law creates conflicts. The failure to adhere to the rule of law and the rule of constitutionalism create wars, and these conflicts at times bring what we call hazards that lead us to International Criminal Court. Today, from Libya, Central African Republic, Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, which is Cote d'Ivoire, Central African Republic, Sudan, Uganda, Kenya, Democratic Republic of Congo, where indictees in Mauritania, Mali, where indictees were shipped out of Africa, or where indictments took place, there is a recurrence of or resurgence of the ghosts as a result of the bad politics that is being practiced in those areas. One of the areas that has created concern that ICC ghosts are surfacing is Khartoum. If you look at the events in Khartoum, what led to the pushing out Bashir is the case of ICC. The hardships, the sanctions that were heaped on this country for failing to hand over Bashir created the hardships that went to the streets, that came amongst the population. Khartoum found itself without food, without money to purchase fuel, without money to do anything. In Khartoum, you don't use a credit card because there were no credit cards there. You use only local money and the local currency. If you're a foreigner, you must have dollars or pounds or euros. Khartoum became very difficult to manage. ICC ghosts from Darfur area resurrected amongst the regime changers of George Soros as a plan of George Soros and the French. Khartoum fell and it has fallen. You can see the turmoil there. The ICC ghosts can be seen in Libya. If you look in Libya at the Libyan scenario, the ICC indicted the late Gaddafi, all the sons and the daughters, the commander-in-chief, the chief of intelligence, Sunusi, and the rest. But the ICC failed to indict General Khalifa Haftar. You can see what is taking place in Libya. Resurrection of killings, murder, rape, slaughtering, genocide taking place. In Central African Republic, the ICC came in Central African Republic, took one side of the complaint, allowed Bozize to go free to Kubemba. You have seen what is in there. The resurrection of the ghosts, the fighting that takes place, the eating of the money, the siphoning of the resources of Central African Republic by France on a daily basis, carrying diamonds into Paris as the war and the human rights abuses continue in Central African Republic. Down in Uganda, next, the Ugandan ICC debacle ended by us, we Ugandans, deciding that we shall not follow the ICC route, despite the fact that the president and the government of Uganda called ICC to indict a section of their commanders who were not fighting against the government. The rebels were indicted. Ugandans decided, including myself talking, we can't go the ICC route. We shall go a different route, bring peace to this honorable country called Uganda. We did our reconciliation. We did our healing. We did our redemption strategy. We healed. We talked the truth. We pardoned the people. We forgave all those who had committed heinous crimes. We said we needed a one Uganda. A Uganda that everybody, every culture, every nation, every color would stay. Today, our nation might have a deficit of political democracy, but it has a good dividend of peace democracy. There is a peaceful environment, a secure environment in our country, Uganda, where the North Bantu, South, and Luo North Nilotics can stay together without pointing fingers at each other. That one we achieved without fear or favor, without any fear of being named. We did add, forgiveness took place, reconciliation took place, reparations took place, restitution took place, healing took place. 10 years on, the peace holds. We forgot about ICC. Those commanders who agreed to come to the table and sign the papers are today in Uganda, are today growing their crops, are today enjoying eating. Over 120,000 men were returned under the mouth that is speaking, and that program worked so well. And today we are happy Ugandans because we avoided ICC indictments into our country. We never went back. We have never gone back to resurrect the sources. We have never gone back to tell the ghost to wake up. We have never gone back to look for revenge. We have never, some of us have lost relatives, fathers, wives. We have never revenged. Therefore, my appeal here to the people of Kenya is where I'm coming next. Resurrection and talk of this ICC issue over Facebook, Twitter is a catastrophe. It is dangerous for you to revisit these items either through talking, writing in the newspapers, publishing what happened and what will happen and what we intend to do. Today, I am honored to tell the international community that my long road, a torrid road to the work envelope, came to a halt a few days ago. Some 5 years ago, in 2015, I took an application in the High Court of the Republic of Kenya. I took this case under Express Petition 80 of 2015 to bring about an end to the false, fictitious, fake, doctored document of WACI envelope. The WACI report created quite a lot of falsehood, collected falsehood, disseminated falsehood, which was used to dismember this nation, Kenya. In 2015, I traveled, I used my resources from my own pocket to file applications, to dump them at the International Criminal Court, to serve the chief prosecutor of the OTP, to serve the former prosecutor in Geneva, to serve the late Kofi Annan, the summons, to bring this envelope so that I expunge the work envelope from the criminal proceedings in any court in Kenya and internationally, once for all. Viewers, I did that because I loved Kenya. I did that because Kenya is my country. Kenya is my East African neighbor. Kenya is an island of peace. I did that because I knew I was going, this thing will come back. I was doing this to prevent this thing coming back. And I want Kenyans who oppose me all the time to listen to me carefully. that way back in 2008, there was no Kenyan who stood up to oppose the International Criminal Court invoking Articles 15 of the Rome Statute, which is very explicit and very clear. Motion brought by the chief prosecutor himself. Come to a country, look for the tall, the short, the ugly, the brown, the white, select them, take them. There was nobody in Kenya who opposed when these indictments were taking place except the mouth speaking today. I had already witnessed this in 2005 in my own country of Uganda, where the authority journey against the ICC began. In Uganda, the chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court arrived and took one side of Luo community and left the Bantu intact. I am a Bantu. I come from the Bantu family of East Africa and the Central African regions. I talk the Chiganda, I talk the Bantu lingo. I am like the Bantu of the Shona. I'm the Bantu of the Zulu. I'm the Bantu of the Ndengwa. I'm the Bantu. But I stood firm to defend the collapse of a state in our country. For 22 years, our country was fully engaged in a combative mood that many Luos perished out of 80 million Acholis and the Northerners and the Luo and the Lango and the Acholi and the Karamojongs and the Alulu. All of them were displaced. But we Ugandans, and I want to take this opportunity to thank President Museveni, Ruakana Rugunda, the Prime Minister, Dr. Riek Machar, the Vice President in exile of Sudan, Dr. Salva Kiir, General Salva Kiir, President Kisano, President Chikwete, President Kibaki, Moses Wetangula, and the rest. Those are some of the prominent ministers, Sam Kutesa, and the rest who stood firm and said there must be a peace process. I want also to thank Dr. Jean Ping, the AU Secretary General by then, or the AU chairperson, who allowed the chairperson, the peace process to take place. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the former Prime Minister of Britain, Gordon Brown, who personally wrote to me, allowed me to take part in the negotiations so that I lead the delegation to remove the inequality that existed in our country. I took this assignment to make sure that Africa is better. And today, my country smiles. It might lack political democracy, but it has political peace that we need for an environment to prosper in an African country. I want to take this opportunity to turn to the question of Kenya. I have been since 2015 looking for an envelope that Mr. Kofi Annan took secretly at night, arrived somewhere where it was not supposed to be. We all are aware that Mr. Kofi Annan envelope should have landed in the African Union, which sent Mr. Kofi Annan to Nairobi. We are all aware that Mr. Kofi Annan, the late, took a stand to take the envelope from this country without notification of the people who appointed the Commission of Inquiry. And therefore, this linked to the current confusion that is in the courts of Kenya. The courts in Kenya finally came to a conclusion in my petition that I put in 2015, petition number 88 of 2015, by Dr. David Matanga and Mr. Muriuki Kimani. Comrade Muriuki Kimani, I want to take this opportunity to thank you, and to thank you again and again, that what you have done for your country, whatever endurance we have gone through, the threats that we have gone through, the torture that we have gone through, the psychological torture, we shall remain heroes of the same cause that we have taken as people of Africa. I also want to thank the Kalenjin elders of the welfare association called Moyot Welfare Association, led by Advocate Arusei. Thank you very much for having joined me in this petition. The Kalenjin elders, you did a great job to join me as a son of Africa, to make sure that this thing of Waki and ICC ghosts don't resurrect again in the Republic of Kenya. Viewers, to my dismay, this petition, the reason is given. Anybody who has gone to school to read the reasons as to why they have decided to reject my application will want to destroy the judiciary of Kenya in 1 minute. It goes to show to you how corrupt the judiciary of Republic of Kenya is, to the extent of them looking, and how bad the Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya is, who does not see what might happen to this country again in the future. I want to go on record today, and I want from this point now, my tape to be recorded, that it is taken from this point. Fellow Africans, I took this petition to the court in order to stop any future usage of falsehood and false documents, procured witnesses of the Waki Commission. I took this petition to the court 4 years ago in order to make sure that the Chief Prosecutor of International Criminal Court does not use this evidence any time in the future, whether tomorrow or 10 years to come, to refer to this evidence, because the evidence was fake. It is with this dismay and with this courage that I took to go to court in Kenya to seek a judicial review and to redeem the credibility of both those accused and the victims of this catastrophe that occurred in Kenya, that I decided to seek to expunge this report from the reports and the statute books of Kenya. It is unfortunate that the 3 judges in Kenya, whom I will name now, Judge Kanyi Kimondo, Judge Aburil, and Judge Onyengo, all of them sat down and gave very silly, flimsy, prudish, sardonic ruling against our petition. I want to tell the Kenyans that I have done my best. I want to be on record that should this thing reappear again, don't call me. Should it reappear again, don't say I never told you. Should the Chief Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court use this fake evidence again against Kenyans, don't say I did not tell you. My role was to go and remove these obnoxious toxins from the books of the Republic of Kenya. I therefore want to tell the world that my torrid road, a long road that I've taken in search for this envelope, has ended in Kenya so far. But I want to announce that Kenya is not the only state party in international law. Kenya is not the only state party. I will in future, very soon, detail to you which other state party I'm going to seek this envelope to be expunged and to be made public to the people of the world. I want to thank you all. I want to tell you that a detailed document which is entitled My Long Road, Torrid Road to Work Envelope will be found on www.panafricanforumltd.com. You can read it, you can dissect, you can see the days, the long road, what I took, what I did, referenced, well documented, and may God help you that at one time somebody in Kenya will stand up to say thank you very much. For those few words, I want to come back to Miriam for her to interrogate me on a number of issues, as Miriam will receive a full report to read. And if there are any queries,
yes,
you can bring them to me. My role was very simple, to bring about a peaceful end so that this report is not used again. Thank you very much. Those parts can be removed, but thank you very much, viewers. We now come to the discussion of our report. Is it bringing the ghosts?
The ICC ghosts?
Yes, in Africa. I've cited several countries for you.
We seem to be dancing around the graves of this ghost, and we seem to be enjoying their company right now. And we are flirting with the ICC as it is right now, even in Kenya today. But also when you started giving your talk there, Doctor, you mentioned even how media, they're covering this. Like this story, when I was watching it last night in the news and today it's in the paper, myself, I did not feel very good about it because it just took me back. You remember when those events were happening in the country, they were live. So we got to see some of these things very live. It affected me actually just watching it from the news. So you can imagine the people who are still trying to recover from this, what that might have done to them and what kind of emotions that must have elicited in them. So how can the media then become very intentional in how it's handling even reporting some of these events that took place that was very not good in the past? How can we do better in regards to that?
First of all, it is very, 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 very naive for the media today, seeing the sensitivity of what Kenya is going through, to bring about this type of notions. The people's courts can decide for themselves, and I leave it to them to decide. I've done my best. Bringing back, I don't want, me personally, I hate to hear anybody condemning anyone on Kiamba, or condemning anybody in Naivasha, or bringing things that people died, let's bring them back. I am not a party to that. I've witnessed these exchanges by very many people. Some of them are lawyers. They write these things on social media. It is very bad. What about you who is listening, watching this report of DNA, that thing of last night? And what about those who lost relatives? How do they feel? It's not very good.
Some have never moved on.
Yes.
They've been trying to
how about the people who see their houses are being occupied and there is smoke?
Someone is cooking in the same
Yes,
house.
somebody is cooking in your house.
And using the same
And
fire.
for you, you don't have anything. So these are some of the things that Kenya should guard itself against. Let's leave them. Let's move on. Let's work out. Let's wait for BBI, Building of Bridges initiative, that the president will bring. That might heal the people and bring the people out of this caliphate. There is a caliphate of doomsayers. You call them doomsayers or whatever English you want to use. We have a caliphate of ugly men and women whose role is to ignite chaos, is to cause chaos around this subject of the post-election violence. Therefore, I call upon the people of Kenya to be careful when handling this issue, such that the media itself must be sensitive enough not to report such things. Yes.
And if they have to, then they have to be very mindful in the manner in which they package even the news report.
Yeah, the packaging was very poor. I saw it. It was not very good. The reporting, when you bring such details, you mean you are trying to tell other people that, you see, today there's a friend of mine who wrote something in the morning, and I wrote to him, I said, stop it. And if I go back to as I finish the news, and I go back there and I find that thing there, I'm going to block him. I don't want his friendship anymore. And from today, then we shall be enemies on Facebook, because he wrote something about this thing of post-election violence, suggesting some things. I am not going to be a party to it. I'm going to lose that friendship because it doesn't help me at all. I have sacrificed my life, myself, my work, my children, my family. The entire family, we suffered during this episode. I've lost $7.2 million. I have a bill of $1 million shillings to pay to the lawyers. I have a bill to pay the lawyers. I'm telling you in the name of God. I have a letter here demanding that money. Nobody in Kenya is helping me. Nobody. Nobody in Kenya has given me to help me to go and pay that bill. I'm going to struggle to make sure that I pay that bill to the legal men who stood by me in court. And I asked the lawyer, my landed people, be patient with me, give me time. I'm going to look for that money, I will pay you. That's from my pocket. For having struggled for this nation to be stable, I will do that. I haven't gone to Facebook to say, I know if I go to Facebook and I say, this is the legal bill I'm facing, people will contribute for me. You know that very well. They will. Hopefully, even Miriam will put there 10 shillings.
Yes.
Or 20 shillings. I have not gone that route. But I am just giving notes that I might go that route. As a poor person, I might go that route in order to pay for legal fees, which has been left. So you can't expect Matanga to be happy with this court. Me, David, you Kenyans be happy with it. Enjoy their fruits. That's it. And let God keep me out of crime, because I'm not crime affected. I ran away. That's why I told you there's CS in error. Lord error. Don't greet me. Don't greet me. Because you're a thief. That CS knows himself. If he doesn't tell you one of these days, I'll tell you. So I don't go to Lord Error to tell him to buy me a beer. So who don't meet me and greet me? You're a thief. You have put Kenyatta's government down. I don't want to greet you. And I refused because I was enjoying my food. You come with your fest and make my stomach go wrong. So I will do that. Miriam, I have to tell the truth. I liked one of my friends whose son was in Nairobi hospital. He put up a picture, I think you saw it recently. He said he can't afford the bill. And that is the honesty that we want. I'll soon put up, if I can't manage, I'll tell Kenyans, help me. Because I went, but I'm telling you, the working envelope, if you don't get rid of it, the chief prosecutor will one day come back and use the same, and at this time he might not find us in places of authority. We might not have the AU that we can mobilize. Yes, we might not have it. We might not have it. So for those who don't listen to me, and they run around here saying they have this, you are yourselves to blame, not me. Any questions?
I think you've just done a very nice summary. So it's up to them to choose what they want, and if they're not very careful, then we are providing ICC with an excuse for it even to come back here in Kenya if you're not very careful, and we continue with the reckless politicking that is happening right now in this country.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Miriam, and thank you very much, viewers. Thank you, all of you, for having stood by us as we continue to do what is supposed to be done. We have done our best. This document will be available on that platform within the next 30 minutes to 1 hour, and it will be well documented, well organized, and that is what I intend to do. And the people can read. I have done my best. I don't have water to wash hands like a Pontius Pilate, but I am telling you, I still have options. Depending on my resources, I still have options. I have international lawyers who have accepted to take it on pro bono. So I have several options that I might be able to deliver, and I might be able to come back on this issue. But for now, let's give hope. There's that word that has come on the screen.
Yes.
Let's give hope.
Let's give hope.
And thank you very much, Miriam.
Thank you too.
Thank you very, very much.
All right. Appreciate it. So our viewers, we see them on Sunday for the Africa Showdown.
Yes.
Starting at 2 p.m. East African
Sunday. Don't go away. Miriam will be here on her own, hammering it down.
Okay.
Yes. Sunday afternoon. Thank you very much, viewers. God bless you.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.